To talk about if it's a good idea for people who hand make soaps and people who hand make fashion accessories, you know, whether it's knitted fashion accessories or crocheted, or if you cut and sew clothes for children, whatever it is. I just wanted to talk about if it's okay to sell on Etsy when you're in the UK. I think a lot of us have completely ignored Etsy because we look at Etsy as something created for the US market. I've been selling on Etsy since 2014, and I actually stumbled on selling on Etsy in a very random act. I was on holiday in Italy, and I put one of my items on Etsy, and I'd been buying on Etsy since I think 2010. And for some reason, you know, Etsy was the market I went to buy things from US sellers. I never even thought that for someone who handmakes soaps and fashion accessories, I could also sell on Etsy. So when I put up my listing and someone purchased it the same day and she was excited, she wanted more of my product. She ended up buying, I think, about 14 different items in the first week. And I was excited, and I put a whole lot of other things on Etsy as well. Until date, my biggest customer base is the US, and then, you know, you get the odd purchase from Europe, and you get the really odd purchase from the UK, funny enough. And I'm pretty honest on Etsy. I do state that I'm in London. I do state that I'm in the UK. I'm pretty honest about the postage cost to send things to the States. And it still doesn't put people off. People still buy. So whenever I meet other people that sell craft, the craft that they make, and I find out that people are not utilizing Etsy, it really, really surprises me. And the same goes for selling on Amazon as well. I think a lot of us handmade people have completely ignored marketplaces like Etsy and Amazon simply because, one, we get put off by the charges, the commission that they take from us, the cut that they take from our overall sales, which really I think is it's silly if you're put off by that. You know, I mean, I don't mean to insult anyone, but if that is the only thing holding you back, then you've got no reason to at all if you're marking up your profits right. As long as you take into consideration that a marketplace is going to take some fee and you include that in your overall pricing, you would be okay. What I find is selling on marketplaces, I don't have to put in as much work as I used to when I was only selling on my website. So I really want to encourage you, if you're unsure about selling on Etsy, you really need to be on Etsy. There are techniques for selling on Etsy that you need to learn. When you go on Etsy, Etsy itself has provided a huge guide on how to be successful on Etsy. I've even contributed to this myself. Etsy excites me. Etsy gives me a buzz simply because Etsy gave me a certain amount of freedom that I didn't get the first 3/4 of my business. So for me, I'm happy to share this. A lot of people get worried about the amount of competition on Etsy. Forget about the competition. If you go on Craft Count would give you some idea of how many items people are selling by the day and how many items the shops that are doing well in your category. So if you go on Craft Count, you can see the people that are selling the most. Would be astounded to see how much, you know, certain people are making on Etsy. And if you've been on Etsy all this while and you've been struggling, look through the Etsy guidebook. Is that what it's called? I can't remember if that's what it's called. But look through the Etsy guides and educate yourself on how to optimize your listings on Etsy so that you sell. I'm going to end here, and join me again next time. Look out for another golden nugget that I share with you. Okay? All right. Bye.